All right, guys. Let's see. We also had some. If we go over EXPR, this one, looks to be setting up similar to AMC. Before AMC broke out, right? AMC had like a big run. Comes right back down, consolidates for months, and eventually breaks out. Like if you go to AMC right here, it had a large move right here, consolidates, and then after a few months, it breaks out and breaks these highs from this time in February. EXPR doing something similar. Also, LKCO also doing something similar too as well. This thing could definitely probably see threes and maybe fours if it does the same thing as AMC. EXPR same thing right here. It could definitely see tens and it could probably see 20s. If it does the same thing as AMC, patterns repeat. They don't all they're like meme names. EXPR, they're all related, but they don't always have to run the same. They don't always have to run together, right? When you see a pattern like AMC go and run, massively after months of consolidation, people will be looking at, oh, what's the next one? And EXPR, LKCR looks very similar to AMC's run. Even GME, GameStop, I mean, it's kind of doing the same thing where it goes up, it pulls back, consolidates for a few months, and GME could do something the same thing, could do something similar, and it could see 500 and maybe even 1,000. So they all have the same pattern, but EXPR moved first and broken out of these multi-month levels around $7. Yeah, around just below $7. Multi-month breakout. Let's see. Let's see. Someone was asking me, like how do they look for support? For support, if you want to look for support and not just support but resistance levels too, you have to look at previous trading sessions. Not just you don't want to look just at intraday levels. You want to look at previous trading levels. Like for example, EXPR, like we just we're on it right now, right? The previous trading sessions were right. It like went here, it went up right here in March, maybe around around just over around $6. Same thing here. It ran, reached $6, and then pulled back. So now the resistance is around 640. So um hold on. All right, so that's the thing, right? You want to look back different months where the stock traded before in the past. Like on AUD, right? AUD in the past, if you look right here, see it had this first run and it went, just under $4 right here, right? It went too high, just over $4 before it pulled back. So, I make a line right here, $4. I'll just make a line. And just like you see this, I put a red line right here, just marking this, high. And then eventually, came right back up, pulled back, and look what it did right here, right? Look what it did. It was it pulled right back down to this four level, this previous high, and it bounced. So maybe you missed this large move, but you can always come in and have a bounce right here. So you can always wait for a bounce and play for a bounce play. The earlier you play the bounce, the more reward you have. If you play later bounces, they get smaller and smaller, and you put yourself at risk more for a potential dump right here. So you want to play these earlier bounces, instead of playing it, the later bounces, right? The later bounces offer less reward and more risk. So you want to be, the first to, play these bounces. Same thing here. It pulled back, tried to come back up, opened around four, couldn't get back above it, so pulled back again, hanging around this level. So where it previous traded. Let's see. What's going on here? Um, why is my I can't see my chat. Why? Okay, there it is. All right, so let's see. Do you see? Do you buy dips above VWAP or do you buy under VWAP? Um, well, that's like a very general question. Like you can buy VWAP anywhere. Usually if a stock is above VWAP, it's usually bullish and more people are, green on the position. If the stock is under VWAP, most likely most people that are holding the stock are usually down on underwater. So VWAP is just an indication where where buyers are at. So for example, let's see. I mean, what's a good example? Okay, maybe like ALF, right? So something that's really a lot of volume right here. Let's see, zoom out a little bit. So if you go over here, in the first time where it had a major push, right? It pushed and pulled back to VWAP, right? And it went under VWAP, but came right back up. So you have to see where how it acts around the VWAP. If it keeps getting bought around the VWAP, most likely people are dip buying it, and most it'll go up and continue to go higher. It went higher, and this time it broke below VWAP, but then it came right back up. Also, these EMAs also kind of held this thing up too, kind of supported it. So it bounced perfectly off of this 20 SMA EMA right here. 20 EMA bounced perfectly off of it and it came right back up. So you have to if you're gonna buy these VWAPs, um, you have to kind of read the price action, read the level two, knowing um is this are people buying it? If not, do you see a bunch of sellers, a lot of volume? So you just keep that in consideration. Now the fact that it broke below VWAP right here and came right back up and broke above it, there's indication that there's strength. So also this green candle is bigger than this previous red candle. So that's a signal to definitely buy and anticipate a large move back up. Now if you look over here, also right here it moved, consolidated, and came right back to VWAP, right? So I guess you could keep buying these VWAPs, but like when you get here, like on ALF, and you buy this VWAP, you have to be very careful because you buy this VWAP is you might just lose everything right here. So just buying VWAP is not really it's just I don't know what you ask. It's like more of a very general question. I don't just buy on VWAP. I use it to kind of guide me where the stock's gonna go. If you were to buy this VWAP, you know for example, you put an order at 1780, it's not gonna bounce, and you might get yourself into this mess. So you have to be careful with those things. Or higher low dips. Yeah, higher low dips is great too. You ask those questions because I want to know how profitable trader thing. Um, I just use VWAP as a guide. I don't really trade off of it. Now if I see a nice pattern that's above VWAP, that's a different story, right? That means the stock is most likely to go higher. Like I said before, if a stock's usually trading above VWAP, that means there's strength. But if it's below VWAP, it usually means the stock is usually bearish and more people are underwater on it. So there was a pattern, there was a flag pattern. Maybe, I think it was AUD. I think it was AUD. So like right here, right? After some time of consolidation, it goes down below, breaks below. It was just some time, right? It just kind of hanging around VWAP right here, kind of hanging around, and it's supporting. So it comes right back above VWAP. So there's some indication that there are buyers on this trying to buy this up. Now that it's broken above VWAP, now I wait for a pullback. Um, and like, look, I just wait. I don't buy right here. I'm just literally just waiting what it does, and seeing where the level two is acting around this VWAP level, and and it's just hovering right above it. So, and I see some bidders, trying to gut back up right here. So that's what I'm saying. So when it holds this, there's some indication that this thing has a good chance of coming right back up. So I use it as a guide. I don't just buy off of VWAP or trade off of it. I use it as a guide and seeing where the stock is, at and strength wise overall. Can you go over IKNX? Uh, I mean, I could definitely see it had like a nice move. Now it's broken over $15. So, in this case, it's kind of in the middle, right? It's not really, it's kind of in the middle. This thing could pull back to 15, hold there, support, which is now $15 on this daily chart. And it definitely has upside. It definitely has more upside. So I would wait for a little bit more consolidation to confirm, its next movement. But if it just continues to go up, there's just no really setup there. You always want to trade with a setup. You can't just, like you could say, oh, now it's breaking above 15. I'm gonna buy it 18 bucks. I think it's gonna go to, back over 20 and maybe 30 bucks. But there's no really setup right here, right? It's just the first, Green Day push. So I'll wait a little bit more and kind of see what it does. Um, and if it does, dip back towards, around maybe 15 bucks, that could be potential dip buy. Now that because on this day that it ran, its low was around, I mean, at 15 basically. Its low was at 15. Yeah, 15.12. So that was its low, 15, around 15, just over $15. So that could be dip buy, and hoping, now that support, now you can anticipate a move back higher and consolidate higher. But I don't see no setup yet. It's just a pop right here. It ran, single day run. That's it. Nothing really special. No really good setup. Maybe right here before it ran because it had consolidated and then went above this 10 SMA right here on daily for potential swing back over 15. So maybe right here would have been pretty decent, but over here, there's no really setup right there, so nothing really setting up. Let's see. Uh, I'm gonna go over some of my trades from my trade journal. Let's see. So right here, if you guys look, um, I already explained right here on AUD right here. You guys see this? I entered right here. This is my 50k loss. This is the day when I lost 50k on this name. I had entered at around $4 because it looked like it was holding, right? It had a massive pullback right here, pretty good pullback for opportunity for dip buy. I mean, it was just hanging around, right here, just under $4. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a stab on this. I bought this, just under $4. Risking the previous low, which was right here, maybe 380s. I think. So I think I have like a 395 average, and I was risking 380s, mid 380s, this previous pullback. And then I didn't, my mistake was I didn't sell anything here. I should have scaled some out right here. Um, but I didn't. I was pretty confident. I was really confident on it. The lesson thing, the thing I learned from this is my loss was that I was way too confident, and my confidence, sometimes your confidence can definitely blind you. All you just see is one thing, and you don't see nothing else. And that was my weakness on this trade. I was very very confident on this trade. I was like, this thing is gonna go to $5. Let's see it. And once this broke 450s, I was like, great. I'm holding long and strong. This thing's going for five and potentially higher the next few days. Well, that definitely did not work out, and that definitely bit me. Hard back all the way down here. So I didn't even sell anything right here. It just went down way too fast. I couldn't sell anything. It, I think I didn't halt. I no, I did not halt, but I ended up selling right here. So and good thing I sold over here. It just went right back down, all the way back down. I'm not even though the stock went right back up. The next couple of days, I'm not holding that long. I'm not. A loss is a loss. I'm wrong. Time. Time to live another day, right? I'm gonna live another day to trade, right? Um, so yeah, I never bag hold. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So and learn from the mistake. I don't hold and hopefully just hope that it's gonna come back the next day. That's not how I trade, and I don't recommend anyone doing that kind of strategy. That's not really strategy. So when you see the stock start to drop, why you don't just get out? Yeah, I tried to get out right here, but it just went down way too fast. So, and I was hoping for a bounce. So it did like a small bounce right here, but it didn't really give a nice bounce. And also it was below these EMAs now, so now this thing has room to go even further down. So I had to stop out right here. This thing just went down way too fast, and I was just I was kind of surprised. See, yeah, I definitely played myself on AUD. Yeah, if you guys look on AUD, did you see this red circle right here? I ended up selling right there. It didn't look like it was gonna come back over $4. I mean it could have, but um, I just want to sell. This thing it just had a massive failed breakout, and I'm like, well, I'm totally wrong, and I played myself. So yeah, if I held this thing all the way, this thing I think went to I think it went to like 350s that day. Yeah, I mean I sold right here. I sold right here. This thing just ended up fading all the way just under 340s. I probably would have been down maybe over 100k if I just like held this thing all the way back down here. Yes, I could have held, but I had to end up, holding through all of this. Maybe I could have sold up here, but still, I'm not waiting that long, just to, through 100 see 100k real unrealized, and I had to, wait all of that. What, I want to sleep well, right? I don't want to be holding, a position overnight, risking maybe, oh, what if there's an offering? What if, you know, oh, like I said, if I keep thinking, oh, it's gonna go back up, I'm gonna hold this. I'm not, there's always a risk holding, right? I'm not taking that risk. I'd rather just take the loss right now and save myself. So, and replay it. I can always replay the stock, and I did. I definitely replayed it, and made money back. Some of my losses the next time. So I just learned from my previous mistake. Do I end up? No, I don't put hard stops. I always use mental stops. Mentally, if you put hard stops, if you put orders out there for a stop, market makers, people that are trading in reading level 2, they could see that, and they could definitely use that as an advantage just to buy your shares. So I always use mental stops when I'm trading. Um, let's see. So that was the big lesson for me this week. And that was my I think that was my biggest loss ever. Just under 50k. That's my biggest loss ever. Um, so, but I'm definitely trading with a much bigger account, so it's normal. I'm not too bummed out about it. I just have to learn from my mistake and just continue to improve. So, I was previously trading with 100 grand of worth of buying power. Now I'm trading, and if I was trading 100 grand worth of buying power and lost 50k, that's 50%. I would have, that means I would have, I had probably bag hold that thing really hard, but I don't really do that. That would have been massive loss for me. But I'm trading, an account, worth just around 400 to 500k. 50k loss is about 10% of my account, which is, yes, it's pretty big loss. But at the same time, um, it's not as big as a dent if I'm trading a 100 grand account or 100k account, right? 10. I'll take 10% over the 50%, right? It's just the same thing. I'm just scaling up, so it's normal to see these really big losses. I'm still learning how to size up and how to scale in and out. You know, trying to adjust my trading technique. So, yeah. When you want to scale out, do you sell? No, I don't sell everything. Usually I like to scale out half at new high day, and then I just keep the other half, you know, for just in case if it goes even higher. And if it goes all the way back down to my entry or breaks a certain support, then I'll start scaling out a little bit more, maybe another 25%. And then if it goes down even further, then another 25%. So at least I took some profits on new high day. But if it does go higher, I always keep some just in case. If you lose, no, it's not. It's if I lose 10%, it's not 11%. Um, I think it's well, yeah, technically yes. But it's not like that. That's if your account is still the same. Because when you lose 10%, right, 50k, your buying power is much less, right? I have 50k less buying power than I had before. So it would probably be even higher than that. It'd probably be close to 20% maybe. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. My buying power is less when I lost that 10%, so I would have to go even bigger or trade the same size again just to make that back. It took me about it took me 2 days just to make my 50K back. Which is normal for me. Usually if I have a loss, it usually takes 1 or 2 days to get that back. So I don't focus on like how much I need to get back or anything. I just focus on just playing great setups. With AUD, you know, it was a decent loss, right? I wouldn't say it's a good loss, but I would say that it's not like a total loss for me, right? I learned something from it, and I will continue to improve. So it's not really an entire loss for me. I will learn from it, and losses are usually the best teachers. So you know I'm not worried about losing, and if I do lose, I'll learn from it. You don't really learn anything if you keep winning, right? If you're green every single day, you don't really learn anything. But if you lose, they teach you new things, and what not to do next time, and definitely be better next time and prepared. I like that you're scaling up. How long did it take? How long did you trade with? Actually, it was a 50K account. Actually, it started as a 50K account when I opened the new broker. It started at 50K, and now it's at four just under 450,000. So I'm up what almost. I mean, probably maybe a couple 100%. I think something like that. So yeah, I started with 50K, and I haven't really I didn't take any money out yet, so it's just sitting at 450 right now. I'm trying to get it over a million, but now I'm kind of hitting like a threshold right now. So like I'm used to trading with my previous size, around 100 to 300K or 100 to a quarter mil. I'm fine with that. But now it's getting to half a mil to $1 million, and I have to be a little bit more careful, and I can't really size in way too much because with these penny stocks, no, not penny stocks, with these smaller small cap stocks, it definitely could bite you, and I can have huge losses if I don't uh manage my risk very well with the $1 million account. I mean that's a lot of buying power, and when you're buying a stock with that kind of buying power, it could be just you just buying buying yourself. Um, so with that $1 million, it's better to keep that. Like I don't use the rest of my buying power. It's getting to the point where I just only use maybe 100 to uh maybe 100 to 3 maybe 100 to 250K worth of buying power usually in each trade. And more higher the liquidity, more easier I can get in and out. For example, there was a stock. What was that stock that went? Was it MRN? No, it was not MRN. It's I forgot. It was a it was a double digit stock. I bought it um on not on a breakout, but I bought when it went up, and then I bought the dip, and I was trading pretty big. I think I had like 500,000. I was using like around just under $500,000 worth of buying power, and I just scalped that thing. I think I made like 30K. I made 30K on that, and the stock ended up going much higher. So um yeah, I could have made it probably 200K if I just held that thing, but still, I'm just taking these singles one by one. When you want to scale out, oh hold on, I already answered that. I finally caught you live, but your volume is so low. Oh, is it really low? Is your volume up? I mean, you look pretty. Hold on. Hello? On my Twitch, it's usually, more than half. Maybe I just have to speak a little bit, just a little bit louder. Uh, oh, a couple thousand a couple hundred. I don't know. Is 50K to near 500K? What is that? 1,000%? That's not 1,000%. 1,000% would be um. Actually, I have no idea. But I definitely doubled my account multiple times. But now, now I'm kind of reaching that $500,000 mark. It's kind of getting a little bit harder to, I have to change my trading technique. I usually get in, all in at once with my $100,000 worth of buying power, but I can't really do that with a $500,000 account. Um, can't really do that anymore. I would have to start scaling in a little bit, buying the dips, testing out the stock, and start really using, um, start really using or trying to like feel for the stock, right? So I'm starting to learn new things, so I have to scale up eventually. I mean, yes, I could just yes, I could just stick with 100 grand. That definitely lowers my risk, and but it lowers my reward too. um but at the same time my reward is high anyway, uh because I only play stocks that have high reward. So I could be comfortable with 100 grand, and just make 1 mil, $2 million a year, no problem, with consistency. But with a $500,000 account, it could bump it up to maybe 5 to $10 million a year if I learn how to use you know you know near $1 million worth of buying power. So that's the power with these things. Definitely could be a huge step up. I think I've been trading for about 3 years now, maybe closer to four now. And I definitely built up the consistency. Back in my early days of trading on Robinhood, I did 1,000. I did a 1,000 to 100K challenge, and the first one was successful, but I still wasn't really that confident. You know, maybe it was just the market. Maybe the market was just strong that time. So I did it again. I took out the 100K, or most of it, and put it into my savings, and then I did it again. I started with 1 grand and did it again. The second 100K challenge, just to further discipline myself, and I did it again. I'm like, okay, it seems like I definitely have my consistency. I'm going to be stepping up. So yeah, I think I definitely built a great discipline and consistency throughout the years of my trading. I think I can definitely start scaling up much bigger now. So that's what I'm learning right now. There for traders, there I think there are three stages, right? The first stage is consistency. Then the second stage is sizing up. Okay, I'm kind of at that stage right now. I'm trying to size up. And the third stage is, well, third stage of a trader is expanding your expertise, your strategies. And I'm kind of in between too. I'm kind of expanding my strategies at the same time and scaling up. So, um, I have to add more, different play styles, throughout my trading career now. So that's what I'm at the point right now. For beginners, for those that are new for trading, that have small accounts, I would focus on just consistency, and that's it. I don't care how much money you have or whatever. Just focus on consistency. I think that's the first main stage of a beginner trader. Then once you have that in your hand, now you can start sizing up, and then eventually trying new things. Let's see, were you going all in? Yeah, I was usually going all in. All you need is 3 day trades, right? I was under PDT, so yes, I was going all in. Well, almost all in too. Sometimes, usually is near almost all in. Maybe like definitely over 50% of my account is usually most of them were over 50% of my account. Um, so I would just get in one time and then get out and maybe sell some at new high day, and then just do it over and over again. All you need is 3 of those every week. I think that's plenty. So some people say, oh, a 3 day trade is not enough. What the heck? I hate it. I think it's great. It definitely helped me, and I recommend it to everyone else. I think it's definitely a plus to these beginner traders. And it helps them build discipline and focus on the best setups. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna end it right here. This week has definitely been a big, definitely a challenge. Um, it definitely tested my trading skills. After that big loss, I never seen something like that. But I'm just continuing to learn and just not letting my emotions go away. So yeah, after 50K loss, I was done. I didn't keep trading. If I kept trading, I probably would have lost, near 100K. So, because I was, when you lose that much, you're kind of emotional. You gotta know yourself. When you're trading, you gotta know yourself. So I was emotional. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to just, I'm going to try to finish strong next week. I have 2 more days left, Thursday and Friday, and I definitely traded the best setups and made the rest back in 2 days. So, yeah, you gotta know yourself when you're trading. So yeah, that's the one thing I could tell you from my week. I don't know about you guys, but definitely know yourself when you're trading. And know when to stop. So all right, guys. Thank you for coming on. I did a small recording. So I'll be posting this on YouTube if you guys want to watch it again or share it with other people. That'd be great. So Canadian trader, comment on your trades. Yeah, I'll do a quick comment on that. Let's see. Yeah, some of you guys definitely posting. I like to see this. Let's see. I also have my own trade journal. Um, back then I was going in one time and out. Now I have a bigger account. I'm going in and out many times sometimes, so I can't really post every single trade because it's going all over the place. But here, yeah, I can't. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Okay. Okay, it looks like you got several here. Um, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a great dip buy right here on BLNK, right? This is, a big, nice push. You wait for a nice pullback. You wait for like, to get closer to these EMAs. This was a great buy right here. Um, I would have waited just a little bit more, just in case, but at the same time, it's still, a great buy. That's what I say about these bounces, right? You want to you want to play these first bounces, right? These first bounces offer after a large move, initial move, you want to wait for these first bounces or first pullbacks. So first big pullbacks, the bigger the pullback, the higher the bounce, the higher the reward. So he played it right here. on this first bounce and definitely went, almost, I mean, almost right back up. If you play these later bounces right here, it's very small, right? So, if you play it right here, it's you don't have much room to play, less reward. But if you play down here, you know, it's better to play it down here than chasing it up here, right? So that was great. Let's see, second one. Okay, you got in pre-market. It had dipped right here. I see that you had some lines of support right here. So I do like, you label the lines. If you guys see right here, Canadian puts these lines right here. It definitely helps. I do this too. I recommend every single trader does the same thing, where they have some sort of an indication where previous levels of support and resistance. So, and you can easily, kind of tell where the stock's heading, where it might bounce, where it might support, stuff like that. So, putting levels like these definitely help and tell you where to sell and where to buy. When people ask me where do you buy, I would say around support or maybe sometimes at a breakout. But if you have these lines, it definitely will guide you and tell you. And basically, these lines basically tell you where to buy. So, and where it could have some certain resistance and support. So this is definitely great right here. See this line right here? Canadian made this upper line. He sold right at it, like near it. So definitely something to consider, guys. Adding these lines, definitely really good. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off now. Thank you guys for coming on. And yeah, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys Monday. All right. All right, guys. Take care.